めちゃめちゃ設定画面だった。こんばんは。ということで。生きてるかな？大丈夫そうかな？いいでしょう。いいでしょう。ちょっと待ってね。はい。これでいけると思うので、始めようと思います。I am dead。どういうゲームかは知らない、僕も。コントローラー使うんですね。ちょっと待って。よっこら。よいしょ。お、これでいいよ。進むことしかできないっぽいよ。
Well, here I am again. Morris Lupton off for my morning walk.
え？僕はモリス・ラプトン。
This must be the finest stretch of beach on the finest island the whole world over. For a little speck of land in the North Atlantic, it sure is a good un. Oh, I see those yoga folks up at the lighthouse are up bright and early, saluting the sun and all that. I always thought that looked like fun. Ah, but this walk isn't the same without Sparky. She did love chasing that tennis ball. Oh, Sparky. I miss you, girl. The crater's definitely been smoking more than usual lately. That's funny, that, for a dormant volcano. Shelmerston used to be a quiet place. You'd only come here if you liked fishing or bird watching. But since the new ferry service started, we get loads of tourists. Ah, but what you gonna do? It's always changing.
ちょっと待って、コメント欄見えるように設定しなかった。あ、こんばんは、リュウさんいらっしゃいませ。
Yep, Shelmerston's a smashing place. I'm lucky to call it home. Ah, the bench. Yeah, this is, well, it's my bench. Yeah, the museum paid for it because I was the curator there. Yeah, and they did that to remember me because, oh yes, I am dead.
まあ、死んでたのか。そこから始まるんだ。なるほどね。
It's been some adjustment, but not all bad. Yeah, I should probably go and check on the museum, actually.
Oh, 眩しい。
Yeah, I've been collecting the stories of Shelmerston for years now, here in my museum. There are so many stories, and wonderful ones. The museum started off small, but just grew and grew. It's shut at the moment, of course. Not sure what's going to happen with it now that I'm no longer doing it. I do like coming back here, though. Gives me a bit of purpose, which I've really missed since, you know,
人間になって以来、目的を持つことが恋しくてな。
Oh, one thing that's been keeping me amused. Since I've been dead,
これがさ
I've
っき言って
found
た
I can
ス
do
パーキー
some
かな。
new things.
何ができるようになった？ロックオン。おお。中を見る。やば。はあ。
Pretty weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what use it is, but
回
it's
転さ
been
せる。
keeping me quite
な
entertained.
るほどね。
Ah,
What are
but
they
the
more?
novelty's worn off. I mean, it's been, well, I don't know how long
How long,
exactly,
wait,
but an awful long time since I've had anyone to talk to. Well, anyone who talked back, anyway.
お、犬の声したよね、今。どこに犬の声した？
No, I couldn't. That sounds like Sparky. Is that you?
これを見つけよう。これ。あ、ここは回転。これ？お、え？
Morris, come with me. I need to show
喋るん
you
かお前。
something.
さっきまでワンワンしか言ってなかったのに喋るんか。
It's Sparky?
Morris, you worked it out.
You can talk?
Well, I could always talk. You just couldn't understand me.
And you can hear me?
Well, sure. You are talking, aren't you?
Oh, Sparky!
What is it, Morris?
It's been so long. I thought I'd had my last conversation. Oh, I'm so very glad.
I'm glad too, Morris. I've been waiting for you. We need to go.
Oh, wait. Are you really my Sparky? My Sparky girl?
Mostly. The best bits. But listen, I don't know how long before the volcano erupts, but it's not long now.
The volcano erupting? But it's dormant.
No. It has been dormant because of the custodian. But the custodian is weakening and we don't know how much longer they can hold on.
The custodian? I mean, what are you talking about?
Shelmerston is volcanic. It's supposed to erupt every once in a while. The only reason it hasn't is the custodian, keeping the island calm.
Custodian keeping the island calm?
Take your time, Morris. Dogs are better at understanding this kind of stuff than humans.
The custodian is a ghost.
Yes! Now you're getting it. The custodian is a ghost who appeases the island, keeps it safe to live on. But the current custodian has been doing the job a long time and really needs to retire.
Well, and the island needs a new custodian.
That's right. It's up to us to find a new one. There are 5 prospects that I know of. 5 ghosts still hanging around the island who haven't gone into the west yet. We need to find them and see if they'll take the job.
What if none of the prospects wants it?
If the current custodian fades away and there's nobody to commune with the island's spirit, well, that would be bad.
Bad how, Sparky?
Volcano bad. You've seen how it's smoking. We don't have long now.
Well, could I be the custodian?
Oh, I wish. But Ghost Code 342B dictates that the custodian must be a ghost who has been dead on this island for at least 1,000 days. And we don't have that long.
Ghost Code 342B. Yeah, well, I suppose that makes as much sense as anything else.
Right. Let's get going, Morris. Our first prospect is Peter Note.
Oh, yeah, from the yoga center. Yeah, he died a few years ago, didn't he? Yeah, I remember his funeral on the lighthouse.
3年以上
Yes,
経ってないといけない
that's the fella. He always had those funny green treats. Let's go pay him a visit.
あ、はい。もうこれ、のんびりね。お
Wow, flying. Oh, this feels nice.
Oh, right. Oh, you kind of forget about it after a while.
I always was impressed with this yoga center. Pete seemed like a chap who went through some tough times, and creating this place really seemed to help him.
Yep, and it's still going strong. They're always busy with folks from the mainland.
Yoga center run by a robot. How things change. Well, it seems to be working out, though. So, now Pete's a ghost, so how do we find him?
Well, remember that clue I sent you from inside my urn? The tag?
Yeah.
Right. So that was something special to me while I was alive that helped me channel my ghost. A kind of memento. So we need to channel the ghost of Peter Noach. And to do that, we need to find his mementos.
And how are we going to do that?
By looking into the memories of those who loved him best. People with memories of Pete will have little thought bubbles coming out of their heads. Those are a sign you'll be able to dive into that person's memory.
I suppose that's hardly the strangest thing I've heard today.
Oh, Morris, just you wait. Now, to recap. Find people who are close to Peter, view their memories, track down the mementos, and then leave the rest to me.
So people, then memories, then mementos, then Pete. Yeah, think I get the idea. Okay, let's go.
Okay. ピートは東大管理人の仕事を受けるためにシルバーストーンへやってきました。M と呼ばれるロボットの援助を受けてヨガリトリートとして東大を開放するので、彼は何年もの間街をたまに訪れ、ほとんどおしゃべりもしないような孤独な生活を送っていました。でおお。これは吹き出しではないの。寝てるの？寝てるということ？ジェニファーはもともとヨガに対して懐疑的であったが、今ではすっかり愛好家だ。熱心なゴルファーである彼女はヨガによって彼女の体幹の安定性が大幅に改善し、スイングの命中率とパワーの両方が改善した。へえ。お。
I just got divorced and really wanted to go on a golfing holiday, but my best mate Tammy somehow talked me into doing a yoga retreat instead. Yoga made me feel weird and uncomfortable. After the first day, I'd basically given up. I thought Pete was a bit angry with me. It was hard to tell. Exploring the lighthouse, I came across Pete's set of clubs. Bingo, I thought. I wondered where I could practice my drive. I took the clubs up to the observation deck and spent all afternoon perfecting my stroke. The sun was shining. It was the best time I'd had all week. Suddenly, I was aware of Pete watching me. My heart sank and I braced myself for a telling off. How wrong I was. Pete cracked a smile and joined in. Every evening for the rest of that week, we were up on that observation deck, driving balls into the sea. Best holiday in years. I even got into yoga by the end.
I guess old Pete had a light side after all.
これ、今のでいいのかな？めちゃめちゃカップケーキある。こんな二重構造なんだ。すごいね。なのかな。今のが吹き出しってことだね。この辺には吹き出しがある人はいないわね。あ、いた。よいしょ。
Pete was hard to read, you know? Strong, silent type. But you could tell he loved his collection of Buddhas. He said they were like fat little soldiers that kept him safe. To be honest, I thought that was a bit odd. But he was a great teacher. Pete was very protective about his collection. Hated people messing with them, even telling off Em when she was dusting them. One day, one of the Buddhas went missing. Pete was distraught. Not much affected him, so it was a shock for everyone to see how upset he was. All of us at the retreat spent the whole afternoon searching, but we never found it. To cheer him up, Em bought Pete a little toy robot. You could tell Pete was delighted.
Ah, what a lovely gesture. She was a good friend, that Em.
あんま趣味良くないな、これ。あんまちょっとやばそうな感じ。おお。おお。違う違う違う。ロボットの記憶も見れるの。
When Pete arrived at the lighthouse, he needed help running it, but refused all offers. Eventually, fearing the possibility of a shipwreck, Trinity House sent me to Shelmerston to help keep things running smoothly. I bought Pete a plant as a welcome present. He introduced himself very quietly, but didn't seem to want to say anything else. He seemed distracted, like gravity was pressing down on him harder than other people. Whenever I would enter a room, Pete would mutter some excuse to leave. I didn't have a single conversation with anyone in months. Eventually, Pete noticed the plant. Then, Pete noticed me. That was the start of what became this plant room. We spent hours in here over the years, sowing seeds and tending our plants together.
Wow. Robots got complicated, didn't they? Yeah, I didn't realize how important Em was to Pete. I suppose everyone needs a friend. Ah, Sparky.
Oh. 上羅。
I met Pete for the first time on a yoga retreat in Goa. He was the best yoga teacher, but very reserved. I noticed he had some army tattoos. I wanted to ask about them, but he would never talk about himself. When I got home, I looked him up. I couldn't believe it. He'd been with Special Forces in Helmand and was awarded a medal for bravery. Pete's unit had been in an ambush. He tried to save a colleague whose leg had been blown off, but by the time they'd reached base, it was too late. Pete was the only survivor. I booked the retreat again the next year. I thought he was such an interesting bloke. Still waters, you know. And one evening, after class, I followed him down to the beach. I saw him throw something into the water and went to have a look. Picked it out of the shallows before it was washed away. It was his medal. I picked it up. I went back to Goa the following year, but Pete wasn't teaching and it just wasn't the same. Not as good. Then, a couple of years later, I saw an online ad for his new retreat in a lighthouse. I booked immediately. I took the medal with me. Perhaps he would want it back. It was the same Pete Noach, and if anything, he was an even better teacher. One coffee break, when I got him on his own, I brought up Helmand in conversation. I wish I hadn't. It was like a shutter coming down. I didn't mention the medal. I kept coming back for the yoga. And you know, over the years I saw Pete mellow. I think the lighthouse was doing him good. He even cracked a joke with the group once in a while. So, that summer, the one before he died, I decided to act. It was the day I was leaving and I showed him his medal. There was a moment of total surprise. I was worried then. But he took it. He turned it over in his hand. The poor guy was lost for words. He gave me a nod of thanks and slipped it into his pocket. I'm glad he got it back.
Oh, Pete. I had no idea.
なんの電球の部屋って何なんだ ?OM の部屋。え、鳥なの最後に入るの鳥なの
I was getting ready to lay my egg. But my nest needed that little something extra. I found the perfect thing. The human and that metal beast seemed quite agitated at their loss.
I always hated those blooming things.
えここからあれを探せばいいのかなあ、これこれでいいんか
Dogs are actually very good at solving these.
回せないのこの感じでどうか
Okay.
あ、はい。ここに勲章があるってことか。でいいのかななんでそこは透けないんだ回し方が難しいな。糸は何年も前に禁煙に成功した。おう。武勇勲章十字章。わかんねえや。主勲か。
This is a conspicuous gallantry cross. They don't give those to just anybody.
ここじゃないのかな。ここじゃない。どこにあるんだろう。 違う。ごめん。あ、びっくりした。また入っちゃうかなと思った。これなんだ。これでよかったのか。
Ugh. Dogs hate all fruit. I'm not going near this, Morris.
スパーキーは、
Hey,
なんだ。
I'm starting to pick up the scent of something else here. I think it's Grenkins.
グレン
Grenkins?
キン
Yeah, they're tiny spirits, distant relations of the island spirit. Apparently, they bring good luck. When we get close to one, I'll pop up and let you know.
Okay, Sparky.
どういうこと？サソリ？
Okay, we're in the right place. But now we need to... Hello, Grenkin. Good to see you. Morris, these spirits have been on Shelmerston for thousands of years, and they bring good luck. We should definitely keep...
もっと見つけろって。おー、びっくりした。今の画面どうやって出すの？なんかやたらいるじゃん、グレンキ。こっち。どうしたらいいのこれ。こういうこと？こういうことか。ちょ。難しい。これ難しいな。こっち向きだよな、多分。どうしたらいいのこれ。こっち？おお。こんばんは、ハントさんいらっしゃいませ。これ風鈴扱いなんだね。どれだろう。吊るされてる植物だと思うんだけど、これ。 れかな。これじゃなさそう。これじゃなさそうだね。それされてる植物じゃないのかな。それっぽいものが。青っぽいかな。なんか断面だよな。数打ち方式でいくか。合ってるやつだったらなんかワンって言ってくれるはずだし。間違えた。この辺さっきやったやつだっけ。同じのがいっぱいあるのか。この辺っぽいけど違うんだな。でも寄れるのサイドテーブルと2つのこれしかないよな。こういうのでもなさそうだしね。もう違うっぽい。これも違うっぽい。もっとなんか直線的なんだよな。面白い。これちゃんと中身割った時の断面出てくんだね。面白いな。ようできとる。ようできとるってか、ちゃんと作ってんな。え？なんだ、この辺かな。これ、時間かかるな、これ。これじゃない。これでもないっぽい。この辺じゃなさそうだしな。全然わかんない。なんだこれ。これもなさそう。このグニョってところ何？グニョってなってるとこ何？ いなくるって何？暗証的な理由から捨てないでおかない。これどこだよ。どれだよ。これじゃなさそうだもんな。なんか2つぐらいパーツある。これ違いそう。ロックオンできないもんな。本来探すものじゃないものに時間かかりすぎ。まあ、収集アイテムみたいなもんだから、それは時間かかるの当然なんだけど。どこだ？どれのことだ？こういうのでもなさそうだもんね。正しいところに寄ったら、ワンって言ってくれるはずだから、役に立つトリオ。この辺ではないんだろうな。かといって、なんかロックオンできるやつ？お？水差しは別にロックオンできないもんな。こういうのじゃないしな。貝殻の中に何かあるってわけでもないみたい。この中のどこかっぽいんだけどな。ここじゃないっぽいしな。あ、ここなんだ。ここか。難しかったな。これもまだ見つけてないしな。これ見つけてないんだよな。全部寄ってみないことにはわからんな。なんか左じゃない、右下のやつが、あ、これじゃないか？結構かな。違うな、こう。逆さま？これっぽい。時間かけちゃった。 おもろ。おもろいな。ここにゴルフのピンがあるのかな確か。違うか。ここじゃないか。この坂にしたか。なんだそれは。なんだその、なんだそれは。あ、これカップケーキかな。やった。犬かわいい。こんなとこにないよな。どちらかというとこっちじゃない。
I wonder how many golf balls are in the sea around this lighthouse.
ゴルフボールって海に投げ込んで平気なもんなのかね。なんだこれは。なんだこれは。牛乳パックかなんかあんのかな。そうっぽそうだな。正しいものを見つけさえすれば、結構、なんつうの、寄ってくれる。歯車。結構寄ってくれる。結構寄ってくれる。あ、靴。これかな。そんななんか、あ、分靴だから仕込みがあるってこと。なんつうのこれ。隠し収納みたいなのある。何？地図。へえ。これはなんだ。俺はなんだ。何にもわからん。なんだこれ。この直線みたいなのあんの。そうなんじゃないのね。これあ、これこれでいいのか。 現金は全部見つけたから、仏像を探すだけ。食器棚の中にはないよな、さすがに。なんでクロックスの靴がさ、至るところにバラバラに置いてあるの？今見たとこか。こっちかな？あ、飛行機だ。このタイプの飛行機って海外っぽさがすごいよね。ないか。ジェレミー。お前ジェレミーいつのか。靴の中に入ってるとかじゃないもんね、多分ね。さすがに。まあでも、確認するか、一応。なんか隠し底みたいなやつあったしな、さっき。よいしょ。チン。こんなところに。一体どうやってこんなところへ。
Oh, what a nice little fella. I'm glad we found him.
Okay, that's all of the mementos. Now what do we have to do?
Wow, I'm getting a really strong scent. Well done. I should easily be able to sniff out Peter's spirit now.
All right then. What do you need me to do?
Absolutely nothing. Just let me do my thing.
Nothing.
What in the world?
There's many things in the world you haven't seen, Morris.
Those things,
Yep. I mean, yep. Those are all of Pete's fragments. I just need to round them up.
Well, go get them, girl.
丸くする？そんな羊集めるみたいなことすんの？これを集めるのね。すごいね。なにちょっと怖っ。ちょっと怖っ。ほう。軍隊の人っぽいね、やっぱ。あ、ヨガの人。軍隊の人からヨガの人になった。こんにちは。
Pete? Oh, wow. It's really you. Well, it's me, Morris. Morris Lupton.
Of course I remember you, Morris.
いい声。
It's lovely to see you.
いい声だな。
How's death treating you?
Oh, well, you know, it's a bit jarring, but, well, I'm having a nice enough time. But listen, Pete, we've come to ask you something. Do you know about the custodian?
The custodian? The person who communes with the island, yes? I've noticed the volcano looks like it's waking up.
Yes, well, that's the thing. We need a new one.
Oh, me? To be the custodian? Oh, Morris, I'm flattered, but I don't think I'm the one for this job. I spent my whole life and my whole afterlife trying to find peace. And lately, I think I found it. I'm satisfied with how things turned out. I'm finally ready to go into the West. I don't want to stay around any longer.
離れちゃうの。
Ah, well, fair enough.
Would you want to come with me? I would be grateful for the company.
Well, that's kind of you, but I do really need to help find a new custodian. Maybe afterwards.
なんか、この断り方、イギリスっぽい。
I understand. Well, best of luck with the search then. I'm sure you'll find someone perfect for it.
Well, that didn't go well.
Oh, no worries, Morris. Plenty of other prospects. Well, 4.
Hey, Pete mentioned going into the West.
Oh, well, that's a very complicated question, Morris. Just think of it as leaving all this behind, which is not something we can do now. We need to go find Val. They're opening the sculpture park today.
Oh, is that opening already? Time certainly does move a bit quicker once you're not in the world. Talking to people, it all feels so distant. Though, if I'm being honest, I suppose I was a little buried in the museum those last few years after... well, you know... you might say I started living like a ghost well before I became one.
Oh, you weren't a ghost, Morris. That museum is full of life, and ghosts can't give belly rubs anywhere near as well as you did, trust me. Now let's get going. We're gonna find Val.
Ah, yes, Val. I do feel a bit sorry for her, having her home invaded by all these silly artists.
Maybe. But at least we have a laird who's interested in doing nice things for Shelmerston.
Yeah, I suppose so. I was never sure about letting all those artists stay on Shelmerston, but I must admit that his heart's in the right place. Well, let's find Val then. After you, Sparky.
Oh. Oh, いいな。
My, how the park has changed. I barely recognize it anymore with all these artists buzzing about.
Oh, they're not so bad. So many different and exciting smells.
Yes, well, you and I have always valued different things in smells.
And now we need to sniff out Val. Just like before, let's find some people with memories of her and track down those mementos.
よし。バレリー・アウトラム。バレリーはシェルマーストンの大地主によるヘンリー・アウトラムの娘でした。彼女の母親はバレリーを幼い頃に亡くなっており、彼女はシェルマーストンホールを歩き回ったり、島の探索などをするのじゃ。昔からずっと自立した子供でした。90年代初めに彼女の父親がシェルマーストンホールを芸術家のコミューンへと改造し、最近ではその広場を彫刻公園として開園させました。3年以上、78年から2015年。78年から2015年。40歳前ぐらいに亡くなってんの。早いね。創生なさってる。うん。おう。狡猾な解釈。狐のオーネット。これ生の狐。
Gloves! I love them. Can't get enough gloves.
手袋大好
I
きな。
stole a farmer's glove.
えあ、
I stole a fisherman's glove.
シューマン。
I saw that girl out in my woods, riding that strange bumpy beast around again. She really seemed to love that awful creature. This was an opportunity I wasn't going to miss.
Gloves.
Lovely gloves.
そんな。
I always did suspect there might be something in those rumors about camels on the island. All that time, and Val never let on. Bless you, Val.
一応いろんなとこ見るか。とりあえず最初に引き出し書か引き出し見つけて、なんかムーミンのあのキャラみたいな感
In
じ
the
が
last summer, before our GCSEs, Val and me spent a lot of time together, usually wondering how we could get our hands on something to drink.
あんま良くない
No one on this
ガキ
stupid
だ
little island would serve us, though. One day, we were hanging around on the allotments near the quay when we spotted something. And so, later that night,
やばお前ら盗みやってんのかよ。
we went into the woods behind Val's house to drink it, sitting on top of that ancient stone that they say protects the island. But there was no way we were going to get through it all. So we decided to bury the rest. A few weeks later, we went to dig it up again, but couldn't remember where we dug the hole.
どっかに埋めた先があるのか。
There is so much of our history buried on this island. Stories everywhere, right under your feet.
博物館の神主からしたら興味深いんだろうな。吹き出しある人いなくない？あ、いた。コーネリア・キリヒャ。
I spent the summer of '83 with Henry Outram, Laird of Shelmerston, in his grand hall working on a new piece. It was supposed to be about the volcano, but once I arrived, I found myself particularly taken by all the vales around the island. Henry was a delightful host, always excited to have us bright young artists around, and always ready with a charming question or a fortifying glass of something. His daughter, I think her name was Mallory or Valerie or something, was usually outside roaming the grounds. Henry said she was discovering herself and learning self-reliance through independent play. She
嫌い
seemed
じゃん。
feral to me.
嫌いじゃん。
One day, I came across the perfect finishing touch to my sculptural masterpiece, but it turned out to belong to the wretched child. I tried to explain to her why I needed it, but she snatched it away and walked off. I went to Henry, thinking he could make her give me the boat. But to my astonishment, Henry told me it was up to her if she wanted to give it to me.
当たり前だろうがよ。驚いたことにじゃないよ。そりゃそうだろ。あの子の持ち物でしょ、それは。
Henry called his daughter and we all talked about it. When Henry suggested that maybe I could buy the boat, her little eyes lit up. It cost me £200 for that little wooden boat. But it was worth it.
200ポンドがいかなる価値があるのかは僕にはわからない。
Henry was a good dad at heart, caring about Val's feelings, and treating her like a grown-up even when she was little. Partly how she became so independent, I reckon. I know it was tough on him, but they both turned out pretty well.
うん。いいお父さんだね。ちゃんとそこ 一人の人間として扱うのはめちゃめちゃいいね。あ、いた。お父さん起きてるって違うわ。娘の方が先に亡くなってるの。悲しいわね。
After my wife Penny's death, I
妻も
struggled
い
to
ないの。
find ways to spend time with my daughter. It had hit us both hard, but, you know, stiff upper lip and all that. I always found it best to keep busy. Looking for something we could do together, I bought Valerie a set of paints. But she never even opened them. I was cross at first, but asked myself, what would Penny do? So I decided to let it go. Then one day I managed to talk her into coming into the park with me to paint some of the nature she loves so much. She wasn't very enthusiastic, but agreed to give it a try. It was a disaster. Valerie simply didn't have the temperament for painting.
Oh.
She had a huge, silly tantrum and threw all the paints away.
筆折れとるやん。
I told her I wasn't having this kind of childish behavior, and I told her to stay in her room until she had calmed down. I wished Penny was still with us. She would have known what to do with the child.
そりゃ苦労するよね。男手一つでおてんばな娘。
Very hard that to lose a parent. Was never gonna be easy after her mum died, but he always did seem distracted with his fancy art projects.
なんだこれ、パイナップル。コンクリートのパイナップル。かわいい。にゃーお。おもろ。これおもろ。動きおもろ。ちゃんと中のレンズ、ちゃんとしてるな。上なんだ。今回はさっきのあれない？なんだっけなんだっけあれ。パレットを足場にすな。パレットをはしごの足場にすな。そんな硬いんかこれ。
Yeah, painting really wasn't for Val, was.
なんか増えてる1個。お、びっくりした。
I'm getting the scent of Grenkins again, Morris.
グレンキンか。わん。パイナップルじゃん。100パイナップルじゃん、こんなん。1匹もいんの、グレンキン。なんだこれ。なんだこれは。なんだこれは。ウサギこれ。こうなんじゃないしな。なんか、歯みたいな。 怖っ。なにここ、びっくりした。
Oh no, not this guy.
Hello, ready for some fun?
Oh, hello.
I'm Mr. Whitstable. Welcome to Mr. Whitstable's riddle game.
謎々ゲーム。
Morris, we don't have time for this. Let's get back to work.
Mr. Whitstable just wants you to enjoy yourself, solve my riddles, and achieve true happiness.
Oh, these do seem kind of fun.
Whatever, Morris.
Oh, Sparky. Okay, Mr. Whitstable, what do I have to do?
Hooray! Just select one of my fiendish riddles, then go off and find the object it's referring to. Easy. Well, actually, they're really hard.
Ha! Oh, we got this. Come on.
おこじゃん。さっきウサギいたのどこだっけ？これか。
Mr. Whitstable is not impressed.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Whitstable. These riddles are really hard.
They are hard. Maybe unfair too. But hey.
No, I'm...
Okay, Morris, I'll give you another chance. You'll have to go...
Oh, will do. Oh,
Morris!
これじゃないってことか。走りって何？手気味のことっぽいけどな、これ。これだね。勝手に寄ってくれてるけど。これじゃないか。どれ？これじゃ、ここにないのか。これじゃないっぽいな。逆か。この辺じゃないの？違うの？わからん。なんでこの辺じゃないの？これじゃないの？ なんでなんでどれどこがどう違うの？どういうこと？どういうこと？わからん。合わないね。こんぐらいだと思うんだけどな。違うのか。まさかこっちとかそういうわけじゃないよな。違うわね。これっぽいのにな。何これはバグとかじゃないよね。普通に僕が合わせられてないだけだね。なぜなぜ合ってないのこれ。何が合ってないの？言ってみろよ。どこがどう違うっつんだ。え？なんでだよ。おかしいだろ。この角度してたろよ。わからんな。かわいいね、キツネ。かわいい。腹出して寝て、へそ天で寝てる。
Hey, Morris. I bet you wish you were alive so you could rub me with this glove.
これ。これでも彫刻っぽいよな。うわ。すげえ、鉄筋入ってる。女性と子供なんだ。えああ。勝手にやってください。 あ、ここに何があるんだっけ。あ、ここは別に何もないのか。キモいな。こんばんは、はるくさんこんばんは。面白そう。僕はこれ好きだね。パズルゲーム好きな人絶対好きなやつだね。パズルゲームっていうよりはなんか、探し物が好きな人。シェイプシャーク。これは酒です。
Wow, Morris, this smells incredible. I'm getting scallops, I'm getting peaty bogs, I'm getting roast lamb. Woof!
片手にドロドロの沼地にラム肉のローストがさすがになんか美味しそうには感じないけどな。わかりやすい、非常に。独特な語彙。いや、まあ犬だからね。これじゃないのか。完全にこれだと思って。これじゃないのか。鳥小屋。こういうのじゃなさそうだよな。これかな？グレンキンも、グレンキンなのかグレンキンなのかわかんないけど。だいぶ集まってきたね。あ、よいしょ。お父さん。お父さん。娘の思い出を巡ってるんですかもし
The
かして。
famous sculptor Vernon Russet was working on a huge statement piece in my honor. A statue of a camel with my head. When I saw it, I felt quite uncomfortable, but I didn't want to upset him. Poor Vernon could be awfully temperamental, sinking into dark moods for days. The week before the public unveiling, Vernon had me visit the statue. He needed to make some final adjustments to the face. Valerie came along too. She looked like thunder. She hated that statue and wasn't afraid to show it. I couldn't help thinking how like her mother she was. When the statue was revealed, the nose was missing. Fortunately, we all managed to cover our surprise and act like nothing was wrong, so no one was any the wiser. Some fellow from the Times wrote a glowing review, so Vernon wasn't too glum about it. I'm pretty sure I know what happened to that nose.
天馬娘だな。
Ah, the old Outram spirit. Good for you, Valerie. Your mother would have been proud of you.
この辺に鼻捨ててあんの？
Yeah, Val told me about this. She had a whole speech prepared in case they figured out it was her who cut that nose off. But she never even needed it.
鼻を切ったのが突き止められた時のために言うことを準備しておいたけど、言う必要なくなっちゃったの。悪霊になったじゃないし。あ、ここに眠るんかお前。やば。いや、趣味。鼻切った同意で。ここに眠るん。 花探すか、とりあえず。どこにあんだ、花。何やこれ。マトリョーシカ。
Oh, this thing looks heavy. I'm surprised Val was able to even lift it.
こんな重いんだ。石の花。いや、石の花だもん。あとは船なんだけど。なんだこれは。違うな。あ、違う違う、ちょっと。ホンダワラの流れ。これじゃないっぽい。これじゃないっぽい。うん。ベンチかな？って思ったけど、そうでもないんか。これかな？この角度かどうかはわからんて。あと2匹いんのか。探すか。種を食べるの。あとはここにはもうないもんね。あとどこだろう。もう一箇所どっかにあるっぽいんだけど。コマンとかは見たしな。ここ見たもんね。ちゃんと取り入る。こんなもんしかなくないか。あともう一個どこにいるの？本当に？こうして、あ、ダメか。これはもう見たもんな。これか？ここか。で、あとは船を見つければいいだけだね。 やったぜ。どうだっけこれか。こんなとこに入れたの
I wonder how many people even saw this.
価値あったかわざわざ買う価値あったかこれ。
We did it! Oh, yes! I know what Val smells like now. Her signal is wafting through to me very clearly. Time to fly.
Where これで全部かな。若いね。
Morris? Morris Lupton? Is that really you? And Sparky?
Val! Oh, it's so good to see you again.
You too. You're looking very,
Yeah, dead.
yeah. But quite good, considering.
Hello, Val.
And Sparky talks now. Death certainly has been strange. What brings you by?
Well, we're trying to find a replacement custodian. You've surely seen the volcano.
Oh, yes. Poor Aggie. Must be very tired.
知り合い
Aggie?
Aggie is the current custodian.
Oh, well then, yes. We were hoping you might replace Aggie.
Oh, Morris. That's some ask.
Oh, you can do it, Val.
I'm flattered, but those are enormous shoes to fill. And I'm not like you, Morris. I don't love this town like you do. And, if I'm being honest, I can't abide all those arty types and mainlanders tromping around. I can't speak for them. This job isn't for me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Val. But, well, I understand.
Thank you. It's been so nice to see you again.
You too, Val. Sparky, I'd love to spend some more time chatting with Val.
Oh, I'm sorry, Morris. We really need to keep this search up. That volcano is looking dire.
Come back later, Morris. I'll be here.
Oh, well, all right, Val. I'll find you later.
Goodbye.
なんで死んじゃったんだ野暮かなその話は。あと3人いるんだっけか。
Oh, slow down, Sparky. I need to get some things straight.
No time, Morris. We need to find the next prospect.
Well, it's just that I don't quite understand what we're doing.
We're looking for the custodian.
Well, I get that bit, Sparky, but what does the custodian have to do exactly?
Oh, well, it's hard to explain with your human words, but, the custodian kind of mingles with the island, becomes a part of it.
A part of the rock, the volcano?
Yes, the rock, and the sea, and the animals, and plants. The custodian becomes a part of all of these things. It becomes part of the island spirit.
雰囲気怪しくねえか。
And you give up being a ghost?
Yeah, Well, a walking around talking kind of ghost. Stop being someone who can go into the West. It's quite a sacrifice.
Oh, wow. Oh, no wonder Val doesn't want to fill those shoes. Aggie must be a legend.
Ah, she really is.
I always thought there are those folks destined to be mayors and, I suppose, custodians. And then there are people like me and Val, destined for smaller lives.
What? Small? Morris, your heart is as big as the island. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, I suppose I'm more like one of those island oddities in the museum.
Yeah, and they were always the visitors' favorites. Now, we need to move on. Next up is Ogden Beckett. In the
Ogden it is. I'm right behind you, Sparky.
みんな知り合いなのかなやっぱ。ちょっと待ってね。一瞬待ってね。ちょっと OBS がでっかくて。OBS のサイズがでかくて、ちょっとコメント欄がよく見えない感じだったから。港町なんだ。
So, Ogden next, eh? I'll be glad to see him again.
His music always hurt my ears, but he was good at chin scratchers. Oh, lovely guy. Oh, look, the ferry's coming in. There'll be loads of tourists all over this quayside soon.
Well, I suppose they won't get in our way much anymore, eh, girl?
はは。ウデン・ベケット。1948年から2007年。60歳手前ぐらい。オブデンは才能豊かなマルチプレイヤー、シェルマーストンシルバーバンドのリーダー、そして熱心なクリケット選手でした。若い頃はニュージーランドに住んでいましたが、彼の子供の頃からの恋人であるサリー・メイプスと結婚するために戻ってきました。絶対嫌じゃん。絶対この島に骨うずめるの嫌じゃない？とりあえずまずは思い出持ってる人を探すか。広いわね、マップがね。一周ぐるっとできる、もしかしてこれ。あ、こいつあいつじゃない？ここにいんのあいつじゃない？なんか、わけわからん。ラクダと人間のキメラみたいなの作ってみた。あ、いたいたいたいた。見落としてましたわね。
I remember we was walking home from school, a bunch of us, and I told him my granddad said the lad had a live Bactrian camel living somewhere in the woods. Everyone laughed, but I told them it was true. Ogden didn't believe me. Someone would have seen it. He dared me to climb in and prove it. I told him he'd have to come with me. Sneaking past the big house, we were almost caught by the gamekeeper and had to run. Hell for leather for the woods. We reached the trees out of breath. I was bent double and leant against a tree. Ogden had better breath control and he recovered quickly. He saw it first. The clouds parted, the moon shone down, and Ogden gasped. And then I did too. Was it? The next day we were kicking ourselves. We had no proof. No one was going to believe us. But we knew what we saw.
ラクダ。
Oh, yeah, he was a couple of years above these chaps at school. Oh, and he's right. No one believed them. We gave them so much stick.
いっぱいの棒をあげた。いっぱいの棒をあげたってなんだ？何の表現？なんかの慣用句かなんか。ここにもいた。 ゴールデンの未亡人。あ、奥さん。奥様。
We were 14 when we started going out. Me and my friend Cassia had started a beach club at a weekend, and Ogden turned up with his mate Godfrey. I had no idea Ogden liked me. He was the tallest in our year, and we all fancied him. By the time we reached the little cove at the north end of the beach, he'd asked me to come to a concert he was playing in. I said yes. We'd been going out for a few years when I applied to Floristry College on the mainland. I didn't tell Ogden. I didn't believe I'd get in, and didn't want him to think I was trying to get away from him. Ogden might have looked mature and confident, but he was a gentle soul, not nearly as sure of himself as he looked. But I did get in, and he was gutted. I felt terrible. I didn't want to hurt Ogden. He said he didn't mind, but I could see he was covering. My last week on Shelmerston was really hard. Every time I saw him, it felt so strained, and I couldn't sleep.
Finally, on my last night,
I made a decision. I would take an apprenticeship at the garden centre on the island instead, so we could stay together. It felt like the right thing to do. I would tell Ogden in the morning. But when I opened the door the next day, I found Ogden's sousaphone left on the doorstep. I was terrified. What did it mean? What had he done? I ran down to his house, my heart in my mouth. His mum, she never did like me, was a little bit smug. She told me Ogden had sailed off to New Zealand. He was headed to Christchurch, she said, and didn't know when he was coming back. Then she shut the door. I was more than a bit tearful, but, you know, looking back, I think we both needed to have a bit of an adventure.
I spent a lot of time with Sally during this period. We used to meet up quite often when she returned from Floristry College and I was working at the museum. For a while I thought maybe we would get together. She always seemed a bit out of reach, sort of distracted. Well, it makes sense now.
Gyojin とかがいんの？魚人がいる世界観なんですね。ヘンリーなんかの不思議な世界観だね。
I remember when a young Ogden asked to join the Shelmerston Silver Band. I recognised his talent immediately. He could play anything, that lad. Literally anything. Eventually he settled on the sousaphone, which he always insisted on playing with his lucky bronze mouthpiece. One evening after the Silver Band played a storming concert in the Camel, Ogden and Sally got it into their heads to go for a night swim in the harbour, young love and all that. Ogden left his mouthpiece behind, and when we came back the next morning to pack up, it had disappeared. It really rattled him. Ogden was worried he wouldn't be able to perform without it, but of course next time we played, he was just as good as ever. Didn't need any lucky mouthpiece, our Ogden. He could play anything, that lad.
とんでもない形の楽器だな。
Ogden was so talented, a real virtuoso. Oh, I loved listening to him play.
Ah, speak for yourself, Morris. It was a terrible racket.
ひどいラケット。そういうことか。シェルマーストンクリケットチームの曲で。
It was the day of the island cricket match out on the volcanic sandspit. We had lost to Appledore for the past 3 years, and it was my first year as captain. I didn't want another loss on my watch. Ogden had just come back from New Zealand and told me he'd be up for it. I wasn't sure. I remembered Ogden from school. He was lanky and good in the field, but batting... not sure.
Not sure.
Ogden showed up with his own bat. He told me he'd won it in a pub in Dunedin and that it had belonged to a famous New Zealand player. I wondered whether I should put him into bat at all, but Ogden whispered to me that he'd been playing on deck all the way home. I knew Ogden wasn't a bluffer, but he was never the guy who got picked for the first team at school. Still, I had nothing to lose. Ogden hit a six with his first stroke. We went wild! And just when I thought it must be a fluke, he hit another, and another. He was a machine! Ogden hit so many cricket balls out into the sea that we had to stop play. We'd run out. It was a stunning win, and we carried Ogden back across the sand and into the Camel. Even though he'd won the match pretty much single-handedly, he insisted it was all down to the bat and plenty of practice.
ボールがなくなるぐらい打った。
Solid gold.
すごい。
How's that? What a great
How's
day
that?
that was. And we've beaten Appledore every year since. Those poor chaps never did recover from Ogden's incredible batting.
何もかしら一旦とりあえずじゃあ一番近いとこから行くか。これだね。クリケットボールとやらがどっかにあるらしい。なんかこの辺とかに網とかに花の盛り合わせ。貝じゃない。ロブスター。ロブ丸あ、タラが魚食ってる。でけえな。このロブスターでけえな。それにないか。ここじゃないっぽいね。まるついに競りに出されたか。とうとう。やば。ピラニアみたいなのってんな。実物の塊。でっか。でっか。
Hey, Morris. Remember when we found one of these heavy balls on the beach and I dropped it on your toe?
やば。骨折れちゃうじゃん。
I'm getting the scent of
グレンキンの匂いがしてるって。グレンキン探そうぜ。どうせこの辺にいるんだろう。上がってるよ。違うな。よっぽ。おう。ミツバチの巣箱の中に猫入っとるけど。猫大丈夫？巣箱をあれか家代わりにしてるってこと？には別にいないのかな。すごっ。ミミズ入ってるちゃんと。キングエドワードポテト。 ただの普通のじゃがいもではないらしいぞ。普通のじゃがいもに見えるけどな。これかな？テラリウムみたいな。面白い。すごいな。断面見れるの面白いな。大丈夫か？落ちちゃう？全く言うことを聞かないのだ。これ地震学者なんだ。火山に対してのもろもろも多分今やってるんだろうね。この辺は見れないのかな？うわ。待って。近所の極つぶし。極つぶしでいらっしゃるの？ウイスキー作ってるの？極つぶしの方が。あ、でもやって。密造酒では、いや、どうなんだ？あるのか、これ。ちょっとなんか、見えないところでやってるもんな。ちょっと怪しみあるよな。あと寄れるとこあるかな？これ？ラベルの束。話し合った通り、最初の水の温度を61度まで下げてみた。2番目と3番目の水の温度は標準の温度にしておこう。でもいつもよりは熱いスパージでいこう。スパージーズ何？これは500回目の瓶詰めまで飲まないよ。密造酒じゃん。密造でしたね。密造酒らしいわ。逆かな？あ。よいしょ。あと11匹もいるのか。多いね。まあ、でも探そう。広いし。で、なんだっけ？あれか。これはやってんね。これはやってます。これやってます。犯罪です。盗みやってるやつもやばいし。スカイラークの本当の目的はこの蒸留機を隠すことである。もう何十年もの間、シルマーストンの人々はシープシャンクという独自の密造酒ブランドを蒸留してきた。ボトルはこの漁船に隠されて本土へ供給され、ウイスキー2の闇市場へと売却されている。この取引は歴史的に言ってもこの島の経済へ多大な貢献を果たしている。まあそりゃ売れるだろうわ。酒だし。マウスピースを探さなきゃいけないんだな。どこにあるかな？水平器だね、これは。蒸留機の中になかったりしないよね。まさかとは思うが。ないね、さすがにない。なんで道具箱の中に蜂蜜入れてんの？これどこにもない。 うん。この辺じゃないのかな。もっとなんか。あ、戻りすぎや。この辺とかにあんのかなって思ったけど別にないの。寄れるとこがない。これかな？違うっぽいわ。人気のバケツは結構見たもんな。リンチも見たわ。ここかなあ、これじゃない？違うか。違うか。なんか変な蓋だなって思ったけど違うみたい。上後の形ちょっとなんかマウスピースに見えるわ。うん、ないもんね。そうじゃないのか。じゃあこの棚の中なんか。今ロックオン。これ？違うか。これ違うかを無限に繰り返している。もうないしな。情報の中の一つが形一緒だったけど違うのかな？マジで調べ不足かな？ちょっと待って。あ、これか。あ、見落としでした。ありがとう。情報情報じゃないよな。
They seem to have been using it as a funnel. These bootleggers are very resourceful.
容量がいいかな。本当にそうかな。ワン。じゃないのかな。うるさ。あ。ん？こうか。うわ。これ？カラオケマシン。あ。文明はそんなになんか進んでない感じがするね。このカラオケマシンの感じが古い。この魚人さんちょっと可愛いな。顔が可愛いな。絶対こんな顔じゃないだろ、魚人。 顔巨人はトーストを食べるために我慢強く並んでいる。この海の住人たちにとって乾いた食料は珍しいご馳走であり、巨人たちはカリカリのトーストを楽しむため遠路はるばる泳いでくることで知られている。遠路はるばる泳いでカリカリのトースト食いに来てんの。かわいいね。鳥の人いる。ワン。8時か。にゃお。巨人歌っとる。巨人といえばどこをイメージするからしい。これ巨人の人じゃん。マリアナは数年前にシュルマンストン魚粉かな、魚粉製会社、魚燻製会社かの運営を受け継ぎ、自らニシンを捕まえられる能力を持っているおかげで低コストで活発な取引をすることに成功する。なるほどね。ゴミ箱。めちゃめちゃ歌っとる。これなんだろうね。あ、これか。何なんだこのグレンキンってやらは。なんか特に、よいしょ。あ、なんつうの、特に疑問にも思うこともなく探してるけど、何なのかはわかんない。なんか客来てるじゃん。魚の客じゃない、鳥の客来てる。ごめんごめん。え、これは何なの？これじゃないだろうしな。これかな。ハニーランチ。肉食いてえな。肉食いたくね？これは見つけちゃってもいいかな。ボトルシップ。頭柔らかい。それは僕が頭柔らかいって話？味がどうやってあそこに？そうなの。ボトルシップってどう作るんだろうね。もう一個増えたね。思い出が。どこに増えたんだろう。こっちの方ではなさそうかな。この中だったらわかんないけど。これっぽいね。あ、芸術家センター。工芸品のグレンキュー。そんなのが。 か。こうか。同じ形のやつ出ればいいね。せっかくなら。ケトラって名前なんだ。マジで無限にいるな。これかな。8時じゃん。8時過ぎてんじゃん。ご飯食べようかな。これ終わったらご飯にしようかな。これかな。こういうこと？グラフって。なんだこれは。輪っかがいっぱいある。どれだろう。なんじゃ、そうかな。これかな。これかな。違いそうだな。これか。こっち？こっちかな。この辺っぽいけどな。よいしょ。この辺じゃないの？違うの？このパターンちょっとやばいな。勝手にやってくれた。勝手にやってくれた。よかった。あと1個だと錬金が。ラクダも見つけなきゃね。何ないか。近すぎるか。これじゃん。違う。お前じゃない。
camels are so obviously a made-up animal. Humans will believe any old rubbish.
ラクダなんて絶対に作り話の動物？お。ま。どうなってんの？こっち？あ、こっちだったね。よし。これでグレンキンも全部見つけたから、あとは最後の思い出を持ってる人いた。さんだね、これ。
I missed Ogden so much, and for the first month there was no letter at all. I took my place at college on the mainland without knowing how he was feeling. It was a shock how low it made me, even though I was working with flowers, my dream job. I threw myself into making friends and working as hard as I could. I wondered about him travelling the world, without me and without his sousaphone. What he was doing, how he was feeling. Then the letters started arriving, and it was amazing. Each one came with a penny from a different country. One from Valparaiso, another from Dakar. I wrote back and told Ogden about my course, trips to Kew Gardens, which were amazing. And Ogden told me about his voyage, watching dolphins and flying fish, crossing the equator. Sometimes we were both lonely. We poured out our hearts to each other. In a funny way, I think the letters made us closer than ever. When he arrived in Christchurch, he'd send me flowers pressed in his letters. I sent him a shell from home, and then he sent me a New Zealand halfpenny. It was my favourite. On one side was the head of a Maori tiki. Ogden told me it was lucky.
Oh no.
I came back to the island, and when my father died, I opened up my own florist shop on the quay. I tucked the halfpenny under the front step for luck, polished up Ogden's sousaphone and put it in the window. They both brought me luck, and the shop flourished. One day, Ogden showed up at the shop, completely out of the blue. He told me there was nowhere like Shelmerston, and no one like me. I was so thrilled to see him, I asked him to marry me there and then. He said yes.
いいじゃん。いいじゃん。
The lure of Shelmerston. It always pulls people back when they try to move away. They were a lovely couple.
それがこの辺にあるんですか？点検中。これ使ったってことじゃん。これ使っちゃったの
One good thing about being dead, I'll never have to deal with counting change again.
こいつの中身見たかった。服しか入ってないや。特に面白くなかったわ。
Ah, yes. A very distinctive odor indeed. I reckon I can find him from this. Here I come, Ogden.
Here I come, Ogden. One, one, one. One, one, one. あと2匹反対だった。あと1匹か。取り逃しだった。 遅っ。それはもう汽笛じゃん。
Oh, this feels so good. Terrific to see you, Morris. Oh, it's great to see you too, mate.
Have a stretch, Ogden. We have a question for you.
Sparky! Owner of the very finest singing voice on the island. What can I do for you?
Well, it's about the custodian. We need a replacement.
Ah, yes. I've heard that volcano rumbling. Poor Aggie must be very tired. Yes, she is. We need a replacement. Oh. Oh, you want me to be the custodian? Well, I'm honored, but I can't.
I can't.
Are you sure? The island is in dire need. I know, and I sympathize, but Sally is the other half of me. I need to watch over her.
そりゃそうよな。
Everything else may be changing, but she's my constant, and I'm hers. I need to go into the West with her when it's her time.
いやー、愛する人を一人残していると考えたら、なんか、西に行くって多分あれだよね。成仏することを意味してると思うから、そういうところから抜けて、島の一部になるっていうのはちょっと、そりゃ無理でしょう。
Yes, I understand. You two always did have an enviable connection. We were very lucky to find each other. And I'm still lucky just to watch over her. Makes this place still feel a bit like home, even as it changes. So I'm going to stay. But listen, once you've found the custodian, come back and enjoy a sniff of that beer in the camel with me, eh? Sure, Ogden. Well, see you around.
これさ、結局のところ、主人公でいいやってことにならん？夜になっちゃった。煙がどんどん広がってきてる。
After all these years, Ogden still carries that torch for Sally. I wish I'd been so lucky. Things I should have done.
You were busy with the museum, Morris. And you did walks, and you did fetch, and belly rubs, and...
Yeah, all right, yes. I was very busy. Thank you for reminding me.
You did plenty. But now you need to find the next custodian.
Hey, how long has Aggie been custodian?
Oh, a little while now. You've met her, actually.
I have?
Well, her body, anyway. In the museum.
What? Her body? In the museum? Oh, wait!
That's right, Morris.
The Bog Lady. The Bog Lady of Shelmerston. But that's Aggie?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's her body, anyway. Her spirit is all around us, of course.
But Aggie is Bronze Age. 3,000 years. She's been custodian all that time.
Yep.
Wow. No wonder she's tired.
More tired every minute. We need to get to the next prospect. Greg Litherland, at the campsite.
Greg. Okay.
なるほどね。いやー、これどうなんだろうな。どうなるんだろう。結局、モリスがなるような気がするんだけどな。なんか、現世に対しての執着があんまりないじゃん。それか、スパーキーがなる。わかんないけど。はい。じゃあ、とりあえずね、もう、なんだかんだ2時間やりましたが。よいしょ。これで、一旦保存して終了させていただきたいと思います。ちょっと、晩ご飯食べたいから。お腹空いちゃったからね。晩ご飯食べて、終わったら多分続きやると思います。多分ね、なんかちょっと、今また作業とかしてるので、そっちがあったら、もしかしたらちょっと、あれかもしれないけど、まあ、何時からやるかは、また Twitter の方を見てくださればいいかなと思います。ということで、本日はお付き合いいただきどうもありがとうございました。 もしよろしければチャンネル登録、高評価、Twitter のフォロー、通知のオンなどをね、よろしくお願いします。また次の枠でお会いできれば幸いでございます。ということで、それじゃあね、バイバーイ。